produce this chemical pattern that is the pattern that the cells are responding to.
Using just paper and pencil, Murray built something very powerful called a mathematical model. The model is built with equations, and the equations describe real things like chemical reactions. In his work, Murray noticed something amazing. When his chemicals reacted in a long, thin cylinder, like a leopard's tail, he got a pattern that looked like the leopard's. When he changes the shape of the tail, the pattern also changes. Now there are more spots, and it looks like the cheetah's. When he changes the shape again, the tail becomes striped. Like the Jeanettes. Murray next focused on embryos, and by changing their size and shape, he created the stripes of zebra and the spots of giraffe, and many other coat patterns. Using mathematics, Murray made an amazing discovery. Coat patterns may be determined by an animal's size and shape.
One of the really exciting things about this was that one was able to produce all the coat patterns that I had seen up to that time with one single mechanism and just varying size and shape. And the idea that a single mechanism could produce all the coat patterns observed in the mammalian kingdom seemed to me a very efficient process of producing coat patterns.
James Murray has drafted his version of a classical bedtime story, and he's written it in the language of mathematics.
Mathematics, it's not the mystery, I think, that people think it is. It's just a way of speaking. It's a language.
Viruses are among the oldest organisms on the earth. And some are extremely deadly. Viruses are very elusive, and they leave few clues to how they kill. But there's a new powerful weapon in the fight against viruses: mathematics. Sylvia Spengler and DeWitt Sumners are a unique team.
Okay.
Pound and a half.
Pound and a half.
Yeah.
Pound and a half of mediums.
She's a biologist.
All right, what's the list?
We have rosemary.
He's a mathematician.
I've got bay leaves.
Together, they're detectives working to gather clues about viruses.
Well, you dip your bread in the sauce.
On this table.
Yes. Viruses have secrets, and we like to know what they are. And eating a meal gets the creative juices flowing.
It's on just to be on the safe side.
Yes. Here's the mathematics and molecular biology.
Viruses have been developed over the centuries to take advantage of other living systems. We have viruses that take advantage of plants, we have viruses that take advantage of bacteria, and we have viruses that take advantage of animals, whether the animals are horses or pigs or monkeys or humans. And most of what a virus does, it does the same in almost every system.
This virus is one of the most studied of all viruses. After it lands on the cell, it injects itself through the cell wall. Once inside, the virus creates an enzyme, seen here as a cloud. This enzyme inserts the virus into the cell's DNA. Now the virus controls the cell, and it commands the cell to replicate the virus until the cell explodes, and the virus spreads.
The reason that we're really interested in how viruses act is because deep at the heart of how something happens is the way to control how something happens. And our hope is that in the long run we'll actually be able to stop them.
Spengler is interested in the most critical phase of the virus's attack. She'd like to see how the enzyme inserts the virus. The only problem is the process is too small to see.
If you can actually understand how this insertion step is done, and if you can actually identify the enzyme that does it for each particular virus, it gives you a target. It gives you a way of stopping the virus.
To begin to see the process, Spengler takes an enzyme from a bacterial virus called INT, and she places it in a test tube. In the test tube, the enzyme is cutting and manipulating long strings of DNA. When the reaction is complete, the enzyme has tied the DNA into a knot.
Yeah, but it's still got a nice, got a nice pattern. There it is. That's a good guy.
Knots are Sumner's area of expertise. He is a specialist in a branch of mathematics